December 6th, 1941, was a relatively normal day in the lives of United States service personnel on the island of Oahu. After the call of a retreat and evening colors, soldiers, sailors, and Marines hurried into Honolulu for a night on the town. On Sunday morning, just before dawn, the Japanese Pearl Harbor strike fleet reached the launch point 230 miles due north of Oahu at 7:49 on the morning of December 7, 1941. All planes from the Japanese carriers were ordered to launch the attack. As the men aboard the ships in Pearl Harbor were preparing to change the watch, they could hear the church bells across the harbor summoning the faithful to the 8 o'clock Mass. At the same time, the boatswain's mate aboard the USS Oklahoma piped to the colors. When the first wave of planes swooped across the bay, nearly everyone thought it was just stunting Navy pilots acting up again. Suddenly, the quiet harbor was bedlam. Explosions erupted aboard half a dozen ships at once. Loudspeakers crackled and shouted, "Air raid, no drill! Air raid, no drill!" The ensuing battle left a casualty toll of over 2,000 dead and over 1,000 wounded. 2 battleships were lost. 3 were sunk or beached, and 3 were badly damaged. The Army and Navy each lost nearly 100 planes, and many more were damaged. The battleship USS Arizona still lies at the bottom of Pearl Harbor as a startling reminder of the many personal sacrifices on that memorable day. In 2 hours, most of the U.S. Pacific Fleet had been put out of action. The Pacific Air Force shattered and thousands of men were killed. And for America, the war had just begun.
Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, of the House of Representatives, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at solicitation of Japan, still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. Indeed, 1 hour after Japanese air squadrons had commenced bombing in the American island of Oahu, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message. And while this reply stated that it seemed useless to continue the existing diplomatic negotiations, it contained no threat or hint of war or of armed attack. It will be recorded that the distance of Hawaii from Japan makes it obvious that the attack was deliberately planned many days or even weeks ago. During the intervening time, the Japanese government has deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope for continued peace. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. In addition, American ships have been reported torpedoed on the high seas between San Francisco and Honolulu.